welcome to Simply Too Good to Be True's kitchen. That's right, it's Annette Sym coming to you live for Thursdays with Annette, and I'm busy excited about the recipe today because it's an oldie but a super goodie. Today's recipe is book one, and it's the fabulous mango chicken, this one here. It is such a yummy recipe and I'm excited to cook it for you because it's one of those ones that if you don't have any kitchen skills, like if you go, oh, wish I could cook, Annette, you don't need to have any skills, honey. You just got to chop up some chicken and chop up some onion. Now you can get your chicken diced already. You can even buy chopped up frozen onion. So you don't have to do anything if you really have no skills in the kitchen. But that last week's show was fabulous. We had the satay pork, and we had three fabulous winners who are very excited. Helen Parr, Val Williams, and Patricia Hicks are all waiting for their personally signed copy of book 3. So let's look at the ingredients we need for this super fabulous recipe. So you start with 700 grams of skinless chicken breast. And this is how, the ways I've been able to make this, only 2.8 grams of fat a serve. I know, how fabulous. It's because you're using the breast of chicken. I've got a non-stick pan. I'm going to use cooking spray instead of oil. We're going to use, I've just done half an onion there because we only need a small onion and I only had a really big one. And we're going to chop that in a sec. We've got some garlic, crushed garlic, and of course you can always use fresh. I just use that because I'm lazy and I want it quick and easy. I've got 2 tablespoons of the no added salt tomato paste to go in, a teaspoon of curry powder. We've got 2 teaspoons of the stock powder, which is the chicken macel, 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Now we're using the mango nectar, and as well we're going to put some evaporated milk in, some coconut essence, and as well we've got the mango slices in the can. Now you can use fresh, but at this time of the year, that's why I do canned in it, because you can't buy fresh mango anywhere. All right. If you're allergic to mango, hello, there's a variation. Thank you for asking that question. You do apricot. And it says it in the recipe, it goes variation. Replace mango nectar and canned fruit with apricot nectar and canned apricot halves in natural juice for apricot chicken. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to start with the onion. Let's get that out of the way first. Now we want it diced. And the key with, doing onion is always a sharp knife will save the day. So we want diced onion, and it's a small onion. I've used a brown onion. Okay, so there's one part. The next part is super easy because it's just chopping the chicken. Now, normally I dice chicken in a lot of the recipes, as you'd know if you follow my cookbooks, but in this particular recipe, I cut it into strips. So there's the onion done. So we want the 700 grams. Look at that beautiful, beautiful lean chicken breast. And what I do is I often will cut it through that thick bit. See how it's just a bit too thick? And now I'll cut it into strips. Now this is enough. It serves 6 people, yes. So the whole family is going to be really happy with this. And you just cut your chicken into strips. This is one of the recipes that I created way back 100 years ago. I know I love to say 100 years. Do I exaggerate a little bit? Hello, if you've just joined me, I'm making mango chicken out of book 1, the oldie but a goodie, and it's one of my family's favourites. We've had it for 100 years. Once again, I keep talking about 100 years, but it feels like it's always been in our family. It's one of those recipes that I created a long time ago, and everybody loves it. And as we pointed out early on as well, is of course you can do it with the apricot. I like the idea of the mango because, it's just one of those fantastic tastes. I mean, I'm a bit of a fan of mango. I mean, hello, I'm a Queenslander. And the key is that I look at the recipe and I think, well, what happens when mangoes are like $8 each? Or they're out of season like now, and that's why often I'll use canned fruit, because we can always make it then and we can always afford it. Having said that, if it's like the blueberry banana muffins, then I do like you to use the canned blueberries in that particular recipes, because I need the sweetness and well, I was going to say it's wet. You know, the muffins are wet opposed to fresh, and fresh can often be quite sour. And so that's just a tip if you're ever thinking to make anything with the canned blueberries and you want to use fresh. Plus as well, blueberries can be very expensive, can't they? But today it's all about mango, yay! Love it. All right, so my work is done here. I'm actually going to, I'm not sure whether I'll have to chop up the mango. Let me just wash my little chicken hands. We'll check it out. Once we open the can of mango slices, we'll see how big they are and we'll know whether or not they have to be cut up at all. And I'll... Well, the knives. Okay, now look, the good news is if you haven't been watching the show, I actually sell these on my website now. They're so fabulous. They're my favourite knives. And that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to let you have access to them as well. And we've had so many excited people saying how much they're loving their beautiful knife sets, because they are fantastic. They are just beautiful. And they're a bamboo thing, so they're that eco thing and all that sort of stuff. And you get also, with my deal, I've given you, with the package, for free, the knife sharpener, because I think we've got to have the knife sharpener and I want you to have it, okay? So check out the website and you'll see the knives there. There's a special deal going. So what have we done? We've done a teaspoon of garlic and we put in the onion. All right. Now we're going to just cook them for just a minute or so, and then I'm going to start putting in the chicken. It's not actually a very exciting dish, because basically we've just got to wait for the chicken to cook. So let's start that. Now my wok is nice and hot, and so because the chicken's cold, I want you just to put the chicken in a little bit at a time, because if you just throw the whole lot in, it'll just stew up. This is so easy and so yum, especially at this time of the year when we're looking at things in a bowl. You know, I love it with rice, and I think that it's just one of those hearty dishes at winter when you don't really want to be having salads. And I serve vegetables on the side in winter time. Excuse me, I'm going to cough under my breath. All right, so we're putting in 700 grams. It serves 6. It's out of book 1. So if you just join me, remember it's mango chicken that you're making. So let's have a look. All right, there's the chicken in. Let's get rid of my chicky fingers. All right. All right, so here's our chicken cooking. So I want that to cook a little bit. I'm not going to rush and turn it too quickly. It's just going to stay there sizzling away. I do love my sizzle. But I want to talk to you as well. There's also my ebook available, my Winter Warmer ebook. It's on the website as well. While you're looking at the knives, have a look at that, because that's a really great resource with lots and lots of recipes, tips, and a menu plan to follow for, you know, over the winter. I mean, it's fantastic. Grab it now while it's there. All right, so you're going to just cook your chicken off. Now let me talk about a couple of the ingredients in the recipe. Now, the mango slices, I couldn't get them in the natural juice. I mean, I could, but they were only in a really big can. But you drain it off anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much, because you don't actually mango in Coles, just to let you know. Now also, if you're wondering, you know, coconut essence, I haven't been able to get it. That's because it's not in Coles and Woolies anymore. I mean, how dare they? But it is available in a lot of the IGA supermarkets. And if you go to an IGA and they don't, ask them to get it in for you. And that way you can still use it, because that's kind of my coconut cream. All right, so now my chicken's looking fabulous. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of the curry powder. Now, I say it in the recipes, actually, in the new updated versions, that I use the Clive of India. And the reason I do that is because it's a really solid, authentic tasting curry powder. And that's why I like it. So that's what I would prefer you to use if you can. So, teaspoon of curry powder and 2 teaspoons of the chicken stock powder. Now, the reason I put the curry powder in is because it just takes that real sugar sweet from the mango, you know, the nectar. You know, it just sours it up a little bit, and I kind of like it. It's not very strong, but it just gives it a savoury twist. Because, I mean, who didn't grow up? I mean, my age group, we all grew up on apricot chicken. And if I remember it, it was like chicken, French onion soup and apricot nectar. And I think we all loved it because it was so easy. I think I did it so much my kids started to really dislike it. And this is why I invented this one years ago. It was one of those recipes that I made up long before I even thought of Simply Too Good to Be True. I got to tell you, it was way out of my peripheral vision. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the mango and I'm going to strain that. Yeah, it does need cutting up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little paring knife and I'm just going to go through and just do some slices, just so it spreads around, because we want everyone to get a little bit of the mango. I mean, I don't want to be missing out. And now what we do is we're going to shake up, I'll put that over there for the minute, shake up the mango nectar. I want 2 cups. And this is what gives you your sauce with the evaporated milk. We only want 1 cup of evaporated milk, so just remember that. And if you've got cooking for 1 or 2, you'll be able to use up the leftover evaporated milk in one of those recipes, so you're not wasting it, alrighty? Okay, in goes the corn flour. I mean, how hard is this? Basically, it's just, what do? Chop it all up, chuck it in the pot, and cook it. That's it. That's how I roll. So the mango chicken. So we get, oh, look at this. I hope you make it this week. Please try it because it is so yum. I think everyone's going to be super impressed when you serve this up for dinner this week. I'm just loving cooking for you guys, and thank you all for your positive feedback. I really appreciate your support and helping, you know, spread the word. This is what we need to do. Let others know about the 2 cooking classes that I'm doing now. All right, so this is when we put in what most people would call their coconut cream. But excuse me, I'm having a heart attack just saying those words right now, people. We do not want the high saturated fats of that. So my way is a cup of evaporated milk and 1 teaspoon of coconut essence. Now, I invented this years ago because I love Thai food and I wasn't going to miss out losing weight. Here we go, teaspoon, in it goes. Now, you go, really? Should I bother? Aren't coconuts healthy? Well, look, they're high in saturated fat, but this cup is equal to 4 grams of fat, whereas if this was coconut cream and coconut milk, they're the same thing, it's 40 grams. Yes, that's why this is only 2.8 instead of it being 28. It's a tenth of the fat of traditional. And look at that creamy. I mean, we need a smell-o-vision. It is so yum. Oh my gosh. So what do we got to do? Our last thing is in goes the mango. Now, I'll tell you a little trick that I've done in the past. I've actually, when mangoes are around, now put this in your memory bank, okay? I've done it where I've made the chicken breast and I've cooked the chicken breast. I've made the sauce, right? Are you with me? Then because it's a dinner party, I want fancy. I've got the chicken. I've poured the fabulous mango sauce over that, yeah? And then I get the fresh mango and do it like the cheeks and cut it in slices, fan it on the top. I'm sorry, but I think Neil Perry might want to copy that recipe. What do you think? All right, so there is our dinner done. We chop some chicken, we put in some garlic and some onion, and then we just put in it was a little bit of the curry, which gives it that little bit of the sort of the sour kick to it. But let's just serve this up. And you just take a look and see why you need to be putting this on your menu tonight. There it is. Oh my gosh, mango chicken. Book one. I know, 2.8 grams of fat. You can freeze it for about 2 or 3 weeks. It won't freeze much longer than that because of the milk in it. But it's so easy, you can make it any time you like. Now, if you want to win book one, because book one has got some of the classics in it, like lasagna, chicken pizziola. Who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Doing it the Annette way. All you got to do to win book one, it's easy, is you like and you share. We need people to know about these shows. And then in the comment for Thursdays with Annette, it's hashtag Symply Too Good. Remember, it's the hashtag just check your spell check, because sometimes it'll do an I and then you're not in the draw. So SYMPLY, Too Good. And I'll pick 3 lovely people to win next week. Now, next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing my cooking class, Home Ec with Annette, loves it. And I'm going to be doing a fabulous recipe. Can you believe guilt-free chocolate brownies? That's right, simple brownies. They're actually gluten-free. They are fabulous, so you need to get the recipe off the website and cook it with me, because it's super easy and you can have it for afternoon tea. And then next Thursday, I'm going to be doing a teriyaki. I think people really love teriyaki, so I'm doing sweet teriyaki beef. It's out of book 7. All about book 7 next week, so that's fantastic. So join me for those 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday. And if you want any more tips or recipes, you know where to find everything. It's at simplytoogood.com.au. Well, I've had so much fun. Thanks for joining me and enjoy your week. See you on Tuesday. Bye.